Well, today we're going to get started on Rusty Part 4. To begin with, this is I'm just going to get in here and do a little bit of trimming, get rid of loose stuff like this. Just take my wheel and cut stuff like that out of there. And I think instead of trying to take this bolt out, I'm just going to cut it out, because I still got good metal here. So I'll get that cut, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to piece in, because I actually think about putting in more of this than I really need to, just so I get rid of all the rust, because I'm sure there's quite a bit of rust on the back side of that. Because I can cut off stuff like that and then just pry it apart. And yeah, I think I'll cut. Yeah, I'll probably shut the camera off, and I'm gonna cut a little bit of this rust out down through here so I can see the back side. And then when I get my game plan, I'll come back. Okay, Curtis, down. No, I have help. He's jealous of the cat. Okay, get down. Okay. So after some thought, got to thinking. I think I'm gonna drill out all these spot welds and pull this whole panel off, because it'll be easier to plug weld back at the spot welds than it will be to weld a line across here. Plus, if I take this off and get it out of the way, then I can take the new piece and stick up. Because I can drill out all these spot welds here, these here. I can lay this over the top, the new one over the top of this, and then clamp it temporarily. Then I could drill it, and I'll put some clecos in it to hold it, and that'll actually locate it where I need it. Then I can work on the front and the back. So. And so simply as get here and clean it up. Because I get that cleaned up, and then I can take and wipe some of that off, and I can come in here and mark the center of my spot welds. I get down on the ground, I can see better, but I get down here and I can see and go think, think, think. I'm sure there's one down there, but then I got, looks like there. Because I cut out this little piece and was looking and thinking, damn, that's a long ways to weld. So. Yeah, I may just whack the corner out of that. But once I get this out of the way and get my new piece set, I can start cutting up here. And then once I get all that figured out, now any of this back structure I need, I can get it to cut and welded in, because I got a big hole back here if I don't put some of that in. So I'm gonna start drilling spot welds, and I'll be back. All right, now that I think I've done a sufficient amount of drilling, I'm gonna take my wedge deal and go in between the pinch weld and drive down through and start separating. And if I get to a spot where I didn't go far enough, like I don't think the next one, I'm not far enough with that one, so I can just drive my wedge in, come here and drill a little more till I see it pop, and pry that out. Just keep working my way down through here. Of course, even the next one there wants a little more. And another thing I did, I pulled the wires back, so when I was drilling through, I didn't get close to the wires. Not quite enough right there, but we're close. Back. Still not far enough with that one, but we're close. Okay. It's almost like there might be doesn't look like a spot weld there, but come up here. Oh, we got that spot weld there I didn't see. Okay. All right. Let's break it off. And there we go. Now we got that out of the way. We can take our new one, seeing other than needs a little straightening. We can get it lined up here. And we're back at the same point. When they was taking this off, you know, they bent it pretty good, separating those two. Well, I just lay it on the ground and beat it out smooth, and then we can set that up there, and that actually looks really good. And then we got the C-clamps. But now we know basically, I mean, that's where that's got to go. And take this out of here. Here, I'm going to take a break and go find another clamp. Alright, now I got my clecos, and I'm going to come up here because I'm going to be taking out some of these spot welds, so I'm going to come back behind the end of that panel and just drill an 1/8 inch hole. It's going to go through the new, what I'm putting on, and the old. Okay. And once I drill through, take my cleco, or whatever you want to call it, C-L-E-K-O. And when I push in on it, it pushes the outer fingers out, and there's a center pin. I just got to stick it through the hole. Then when I let off of it, I take my clamp off here. It holds my two panels together. Now I'll just come back here a little farther. And these are going to be what I'm going to use as my locators to line things up after I cut out in front of and behind that. Now I'm going to put 4 of them down through here, so make sure my wire's out of the way. Then take our clamps off. Yeah, see, that's going to hold that on there so it won't come off. And then I can get around and start working either on the rear or the front. And I'm thinking here at the back, for simplicity purposes, I might come clear up, just come straight into here and drill out the rest of these spot welds, and then there'll be some spot welds where this is attached to that inner structure, because right here and here at the front we're 3 layers thick. So yeah, I think I'll drill on a few more spot welds, and then I might start cutting on my new panels and figure out how big I want them. Alright, well, I'm doing some test fitting. That I haven't cut the old cab corner out yet, but I did take my piece I'm going to weld in and trim it down and do a little bit of test fitting. Then I also got my driver's side cab corner showed up today, and that's going to work out real good. I'm not going to use the whole thing, but I'll use quite a bit of it. So but I think I'm probably going to trim, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 inches off of this, and then I'll put this back up here, and next I'll get it up there, and I'll just take my marker, and so yeah, I'll get that up there, then I'll take my marker and I'll just come around here and follow my line where I've got this laying, which that'll need a little trim. But yeah, we can come around the corner and mark the truck, and then when I cut it, I can cut right below that line. Yeah, then when I cut below that line, then when I fit this up the next time, if I need to do any little, modifications or trimming, I can. But yeah, I mean, so far that's looking really good. But I still gotta trim the A-pillar piece down, but I hadn't got to that yet. Well, I figured where I wanted to cut this finally, so I brought it out here, and I'm doing all this cutting with a cordless angle grinder with a 1/16 inch thick cutoff wheel. Get up. All right. There's our piece for the front that got to do a little bit of sanding, then we can go see if we can make this fit. Now this piece I cut here that goes in the front, it looked like it's hard cutting, but this is damn near twice as thick a metal as what goes on the rear cab corner. So that's why it made it so hard to cut, but I cut it and I got these little 2-inch sanding discs. And they do a real good job of taking these burrs off. And that turned out pretty good. Now, I had already sat out here with my square and straight edge and was planning this. So I've got this drawn on here, but when I stick this piece up, so that don't fit up as good as it did on the other side, but actually, other than this front line, it looks like I did pretty good. Well, now got both lines there, so I might have actually did all right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and still cut right below that line and see if I can get that piece off there. I think I did better there than I thought I did drawing that out, but I was using the same markers on that I used on the other. So I think I'll see how much cutting I can do with that wheel, and I'll get another wheel and we'll keep it going. All right, well, there's what I cut out, and then there's the half of it back there. But got it set up there, and not quite perfect here, but it won't take much to line that up, and everything sets in there good. I think I'm gonna drill and put like one of those clecos in here, and maybe a couple in here. That, yeah, I mean, everything's looking really good. That even though don't quite line up those holes perfectly, we're not too far off. This is David Browner at Access. But because I got the cleco back on that panel, so as long as I keep straight there, and then I can get all this welded up, and we'll be in good shape. Well, I went ahead and thought, well, I'd stick this back panel on, and you can see where here's where I was at. I cut off about an inch, so I moved my line down there, and I think this up here, I'm going to cut right through the center of the line and go ahead and start cutting my old cab corner out. All right, now we're coming right on along. That I did my little trimming up here. I still need a little bit right there, so those will line up. But I got my A-pillar lower section on. I've got the rocker panel I cut out and got the cab corner up here. I got to do a little finagling because I got a little wider gap here to weld than I wanted, but I got that clecoed in, and then the back. Then underneath here, I took the piece of the rocker panel that came with all my parts, and I cut some of it out, and then right now it's just screwed in place. But I got it on the back side, so I'll be able to get all that welded together. And then I don't know what I'm going to do about all the bullet holes. That's a lot of welding up, so we may come up with something to put over the top of that and cover it. But I'll say so far I'm happy with progress on this side. That since I drilled out the spot welds, see up here, all I got to do is my plug welding, so that's going to work out real good. Now I'll weld up the holes where I put the clecos. But yeah, I'll say that is turning out good. But yes, I gotta adjust that because that's a little too far forward there. But when I start welding, I'll just hit little like spot welds. I'll line up my panels, do my spot welding, and work my way around. Because see, this is where that was bent a little bit in that corner. And that's part of what my problem is there, but overall we're looking good. So yeah, so that's going to wrap up episode number 4. That have to stay tuned to what's broke today, because episode 5 is going to be coming up next, and that's going to have me getting started on some welding. That I'm not sure about videotaping my using my camera while I'm using the welder. I may go get the old one out just to be better safe than sorry, but I've seen other people videotape welding and it don't seem to have screwed up their cameras. So appreciate you watching. Always like the thumbs up for a like. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because no telling what you're going to see on What's Broke Today. Thank you.